Is there anything at all that you know of that people can do to prevent dementia or at least slow it down?
Rather than prevent, we're going to talk about reduce your risk.
Okay.
So there are things we can do that are risk-reducing strategies. Great. And they amount to about 5 things that if we do these things, there's a high probability that we're going to reduce our risk substantially. So one of them is get good quality sleep.
Okay.
We need to get sleep because sleep is when your brain recovers and your brain gets rid of toxins and your brain sort of resets itself for another day of activity. It's really, really important to have good quality sleep. The second is if you're living with a lot of distress, like you find yourself in distress a lot, that means you're putting out a lot of cortisol. And cortisol is a really negative stress hormone that actually lays fat, puts fat into parts of you that is hard to get rid of. And it also stresses systems. So getting to a place where a little bit of stress in our lives is actually good for us. We don't want to be so comfortable that we become couch potatoes, but we don't want to be so distressed that we can't think.
Right.
So dealing with stressful situations in productive ways.
Okay.
The third is to have social connections with people you like on a regular basis.
People you like. I like that part.
Yeah, that's critical. That is
not
critical.
Just social interaction, but people you like.
Don't keep going with people that irritate you.
Right. Because then you're going to be in more distress. Right.
Yeah. And so if, whoever you're spending time with isn't your favorite person, get with somebody you do like to spend time with. At least, and the evidence is at least once a week. It's a significant risk reducer. And then the next one is be physically active and cognitively stimulated, at least daily. Do something that stimulates and get your cardiac up above your baseline by 70% and keep it there for a half hour. I mean, so go out and walk, go out and swim, go out and, just do something that gets your cardiac system pumping the blood through you effectively, because it actually does affect your brain, because your brain's the highest point in the system. Yeah. And you've got to get enough going on so that it's getting that. And you want to get your brain excited about things because you want to build new synapses. It turns out humans who build new synapses are healthier and they do better than those who don't.
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah, and do something that's fun for your brain. Don't do stuff that stresses you out.
Yeah.
So if you don't like doing something, don't keep doing that, but do different things. Because if you've always done crossword puzzles, the bad news is even if you do a crossword puzzle, you're not using very much brain activity.
Because it's not challenging. Yeah, challenge yourself.
And the last one is what we put in does matter. Eating well, breathing well. So looking at doing good breathing during the day and being on an oxygen supply out there that's good. So being outdoors every day turns out to be a risk reducer, being in nature, but also eating a Mediterranean or what's called a MIND diet can make a difference. Like look at what we're putting in and how much.
Right. So would that be a lot of vegetables? Would that be fish?
Yeah, lots of fish once or twice a week for sure. Take down the amount of animal protein and fat and enough of the, get rid of some of the crappy stuff that we love to go and like grab and throw in glucose. We want to reduce or manage our glucose carefully, look at cholesterol. But yeah, those things can make a difference. Now, the tricky part, though, Kelly, is once somebody has dementia, we don't want to become the wicked witch of the West and say, oh, you can't have that. That's not good for you. And it's like we've got to figure out how to make it still feel comfortable, because guess who's going to get totally stressed out if we keep trying to be the boss of everything?
The person living with dementia and the caregiver both.
Yeah. And so we just violated all the rules about, wait a minute, that's not very friendly. So, yes, we want to try to maintain those things, but not at the cost of the relationship. And I think for carers, that's important.
Oh, yeah. Those are great practical tips and nothing that I haven't heard of before, but I think probably in conjunction together. I mean, these are both just for good health in general, right? But your brain is so important in your overall health that you want to feed it and feed it well. So, great practical tips. Yes, and use it.